My first gym I picked because you don't always see it. There's a button on the prescription screen, but one of the other buttons under the messages tab is no longer there unless you have it turned on. What is EPA? Is electronic prescriptions is a quick and easy way to order an authorization for a drug. Obtaining an authorization allows you to um, get the medication over to the pharmacy and the patient to receive and start their medication sooner. And it provides the provider an easy way to process their prescriptions and their authorizations. How do you navigate to it? How does it work? You're going to go to the prescription screen and fill in the prescription as normal. And then you're going to click the eligibility button and select the eligibility for the patient, which will give you your formulary eligibility status. You're going to click update. Once you do that, you're going to get this button that says RTPB, which is real-time prescription benefit. There is an RTPB tab in that pop-up. And if the is PA required is marked as yes, then you know that there's an authorization required for that prescription. There's two ways to invoke the EPA. Simply, you can go to the ERX button and go ahead and send your prescription. When you do, you'll get this pop-up. It says EPCA or EPA, and that starts your process for your authorization. The second button over here, the second way, you can go straight to the EPA button and invoke the authorization that way. Once you invoke the authorization, you'll get a pop-up like this, which will show all the drugs that are requiring an authorization. You can go ahead and associate that ICD code and then hit EPA request. You'll get a work list like this that shows the drug that has been requested for authorization, and you can click on it and work the work list. When you click on it, you're going to get a pop-up like this, which is going to have the patient's information already. You're going to hit start and start the questionnaire. You're going to answer all the authorization questions. You can attach any supporting document, and you can add additional comments here and then hit submit. The tracking of the EPA is very easy. You can see it in your work list. The work list can be found under Messages tab under E Prior Auth, and then your work list will be there. It is not there unless your EPA is actually turned on. Now, when you see here that your authorization has been approved, you can click on it again, and it'll give you all the approval details. To activate your EPA, you're going to, it requires an activation through SureScript, so you're going to have to call tech support, and or you can put in a managed case on the Resource Center, or if you're still in implementation, you can call your implementation manager and have her set it up. When the next gym that I have is the Referral Management, you do not see this at all unless you set it set up. So what is referral management? It's a way to take a track of incoming patients that are requiring referrals. It provides a provision to add that and track the patient without adding them as a new patient in your office or an active patient in your office. It provides a means of documenting and streamlining your communication between providers, insurance companies, and patients. And it also is a means of storing documents and checking insurance eligibility, that kind of thing, prior to the patient becoming an active patient. Referral management is located on the patient tab between register and guarantor. If it's not there, it's because it's not set up. So you'll need to go to the properties, settings, configuration, admin, and properties, and turn on this property right here, patient.show.referral.management. When that is turned on, then you'll get these two buttons here. You also need to set up a user role, which is a referral coordinator. So under settings, configuration, admin, and user roles. You'll want to go in, and any user that was going to be using the referral coordinator tab will be able to be marked as a referral coordinator. Under the referral add and edit screen, it allows you to go ahead and register the patient here. You can add the patient's insurance. If it's an accident or injury, you can add the case information. You can send out correspondence, and you can send inter-office messages. Down here, you can put in the referral details. Now notice that we do have an attach button where you can attach documents. This does require a Biz Upload utility to be installed, so you'll need to call tech support to have that installed. Once that is installed, you can store any documents in here because the patient is not an active patient, so they're not in the document list. But once they become an active patient, everything that you've stored will go to the document list. Right here under referral follow-up, you can track all your contacts. So each time you call on an insurance company or a provider or the patient, you can make a note here and keep track of those notes. The referral tracking screen lets you do that. They just help you find your referrals that are out there. You can search by any one of the status types. You can search by a date. You can search by the referral coordinator, the patient's name, the referring provider. And down over here, you can search by any one of the statuses. The columns that you see down here below are customizable in that you can manage your columns by using this button right here and have only the columns that you want to see. Once you find the patient that you're looking for, there'll be a blue hyperlink which you can click on them and get right back to your referral. Once your referral has been accepted, you are going to schedule that patient that appointment. So you'll mark it as accepted, and then you have the schedule button right here on the referral screen. You can also use the outcome button to send out a letter reminding them of their appointment information, that kind of thing. Anything that you've already entered on this screen here, the registration, the insurance information, the documents that you've attached will become an active patient in your clinic and go to the appropriate places. The next gem that I have is requests for RFA. This is also something that needs to be turned on. So a request for RFA is a request for authorization to an insurance company. It provides a means of tracking all your authorizations. It provides a means of sending out appeals and helps to ensure you get payment for your services. It is set up as it's property-based, so it's set up using this property, prognosis.rfa enabled. It should be turned on. You also would need to go to this property, RFA order types, and it allows you to select the types of orders that you want to come over for authorization, which could be labs, radiology, prescriptions, procedures, consults, and items. Also involves a user role. It's needed to, you can either select pre-auth admin coordinator or pre-auth coordinator. The admin coordinator is able to assign authorizations to people to work. The coordinator just works them. Under encounter types, there'll be a new box called requires RFA. When you see that, you'll need to check that for the encounter types that you would like the RFA to come over for. Once it is set up, there's a new tab at the bottom of CPOE. It's called Pre-Auth Tracking. And until you set it up, you do not see this tab. This is what the authorization screen will look like. And the authorizations get auto-generated by when the provider puts in an order on the order sheet from the encounter that is marked as RFA. So they would automatically come in here. Now notice that there's two sides to this screen. You can use these buttons to enlarge the left side and these buttons right here to enlarge the right side. On the left side of the screen, you're going to see all the RFAs that were listed. You can manage these columns as well by using this button here. You can put in here exactly the columns that you want to see. Up here we have a filter, so the standard filter will allow you to sort by status type, open, in process, or closed. There's a more button inside this filter that will allow you to sort by other filters. like location and provider. Right here, you can enter the patient's name and search for the patient. The right side of the screen lets you see all the RFA information, so you can see the status of the RFA, who the insurance company was. Over here, you can see patient demographics and insurance eligibility letters and correspondence that you want to send. And then over here, you see the appointment history. Here's the actual orders that need to have an RFA. Right here under RFA response, you can click the three little dots and change the response or the status of that RFA. Here you have letters and response. Under letters tab, you have the RFA letters. So you could drop this down and see all the custom letters that are in here for RFA. And then under appeal, you could drop it down and see all the appeal letters. Here you have a to and a copy. So you can address it to somebody and then copy other individuals on that. And then you have a subject line, so you can put in your subject. Down here, your RFA letter will appear, and you can just process that, check off the box you needed, and then you can attach documents to that RFA to support the reason for the RFA. And then up here, you have an append, so you can attach additional information such as patient demographics or anything on the face sheet, like the current medication or past medical history, anything like that that might support your request for the RFA. Then when you finish your letter, you can go ahead to the bottom. There'll be a send button. You can send from there. When you receive the response on the RFA, you're going to attach it, go to the Scan and Local Attach Center, and you're going to attach the RFA back to the order. So you're going to do that by going all the way to the end and using the RFA response button. You can mark it as an appeal or a letter. Right here's where you want to select the order that you originally sent out, so you can tie it back together. Here's the insurance, and then you can select the insurance company, and if you have the one-touch scan, you can just put it on your scanner, hit the one-touch scan and the scan button, and it'll automatically go onto this patient. And the other one is to use the attach button, choose the file that you're looking for, and attach it that way. Once you've attached the response to the RFA, you can see that under the RFA tab from the top. And then there's, as you can see, I have two responses here. Whichever one I click on is the one that I'm going to see in the window. And I can also see it in the document list. If the RFA has been marked approved, denied, or modified, you'll get this pop-up window where you can actually put in the information. So let's say it was approved, you can put in the date of the termination, the authorization number, what it's good for what day to what day, the charge code number that it's good for, and also the visit numbers. Right here, you can see any comments, so you can add any comments that you might want to keep with this, and then you can put the status, whether it's approved or denied or modified, and you can hit OK, and then it will be part of your system. It attaches everything back together, and then that way the authorization's on the order and also goes over to billing. Now, my fourth gem is implanted devices. Implanted devices are, it's a tool used for tracking implants that a patient may have. It provides a device information using the agency, lot number, serial number, date of manufacture, and expiration date. The GUDID, which is the Global Unique Device Identification Database, serves as a reference catalog for the identifier. And then you have the implanted device tab, helps you in medical decision making and providing the quality of care for those patients who have devices. Implanted devices are located on the patient registration screen between the umbrella and the briefcase. You can also request it to have it in your table of contents right here. And you can, it's the same page, so you can see it here in the information. Okay, how does it work? When you get an implanted device, you can go to the Add New button up here. You're going to, and then you'll enter that device code. People who have implants are required to carry a card with an individual device number on it. All you have to do is type in that device number here and click Get Details. When you do that, this screen is invoked, and you can go ahead and put in the device name, the implant, the targeted site, the status. The rest of this information up here is not mandatory, but only the things with the red stars. Item number 1 and 2 are automatically fetched by a third-party website. Item number 3 comes from the GUDID, and all that information will automatically come over, and so does the number 4 come in. Once you've added the first device, you can go ahead and add a second device if they have more than one by going back up to the Add New button and entering the information again. When you have multiple devices, you'll have this drop-down list, and whichever one you've clicked on and is highlighted in blue, that is the information that you're going to see in this window. Implanted devices can also be a cell on your face sheet. So this is just read-only information, but you can have it brought over and implanted into your face sheet. And you can also use these tags that I'm showing you up here to be part of your progress note if you want that information to be carried onto your progress note. Now, gem number 5 is dashboards. And the reason why I picked dashboards is because not everybody knows that you can have more than one. So, or they can be customized. Okay, so on the dashboards, you can get there by using this icon at the top right corner of the home screen, or this icon as well. This one here opens up into a third pane window. The dashboard is a geographic representation of related data, so it's basically reports. You can provide a quick tracking of your clinic information to assist the clinic in running smoothly. There are 9 reports to show in a single dashboard, and a total of 10 dashboards between EMR and billing can be configured. They can be filtered by date range, provider, and location. Okay, the dashboard comes with 9 default reports on the EMR side, which are patient no-show and arrive, appointment canceled by patient and rescheduled, actual patients versus targeted patients, refill request of restricted drugs, top 10 top 10 medications prescribed, collection, copay, and collectibles, top 10 procedures ordered, top 10 primary diagnosis, and top 10 referrals. The dashboard on the billing side also has 9 reports already configured: scheduled appointments by location, distinct patients, new patients, billing amount summary by post date, and the top 10 primary insurances billed, the top 10 charges billed, payment summary by post date, aging buckets by insurance, and aging buckets by patient. The privileges are a role under admin and roles. If you go down to the dashboard section and you have it unchecked under read and unchecked under update, the EMR dashboard on the EMR side will not be displayed. The billing dashboard on the billing side is going to be displayed, but it'll be blank. If you have under read checked, but under update unchecked, then the dashboard is displayed on both the EMR and the billing side. But by clicking the icon, you'll only see the dashboard, but you won't see the settings button. It'll be hidden. And then under, if you have read clicked on both read and update, then the user will be able to access the dashboard and see the reports, but they will also be able to configure the settings. Okay, the settings button looks like this. There is a settings cell like this where you have 9 different cells. They represent the cells of your dashboard. And down here, you click on a cell, then you click on the report that you would like to go in that cell, whether it's a graph, gauge, or tabular report. You drop it down, select the report that you want, and it will go in the cell. The billing report section here is only available on the billing side. You will not see it on the EMR side. In this dashboard cell, you're going to see a little icon like this. This enlarges the screen of the cell so that you can see that screen bigger. You also see a 3 little dot button like this, and in that 3 little dot button, you can refresh the screen. You can print a data report, which looks like this report down here in the corner. And then you can also print the actual print cell here with the graft. And thank you for watching. That is all of my hidden gems. I hope you enjoyed it.